That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
Alright guys, a couple things for this video. One, this video is brought to y'all because y'all went down to the comments in the last one and told me what y'all wanted to see. Y'all said y'all wanted our wide receiver rest of season rankings, so here we are. And two, guys, for this video, please go down to the comments and let me know what players you disagree with. Let me know if there's a player that you believe should be in the top 24 that I did not discuss, and really, I may be overlooking them. Please give me a short explanation of why you think they deserve a spot. Let me know if you think that someone's too high, someone's too low. Yeah, I just want to know your opinion, and I want to know a small explanation behind it. And also, while y'all are down there leaving a comment, guys, please make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. We are surging to 20,000 subscribers right now. We are so close to getting there. I think we can before Sunday. Okay, so let's get into this video. Let's not waste too much time. And let's start it off with our wide receiver one, Davante Adams. I don't want to talk about this a lot just because Davante Adams is clearly the wide receiver one for anybody who knows what they're doing rest of season. I know that a lot of the people who have been following this channel since the summer have Davante Adams on their roster because we had Davante Adams as our #1 wide receiver coming into 2020 over Michael Thomas. Obviously, who knows what kind of production we would have seen from Michael Thomas without the injury, so don't want to say if that's 100% accurate or not. Regardless, very exciting that so many of us have Davante Adams on our roster. Very exciting to see what we can do in the fantasy football playoffs as Davante Adams is currently just trashing other wide receivers in this range. Okay, now our second wide receiver, I think here is a drop in tier, and you can actually have some discussions, but we are going to have DeAndre Hopkins in here at 2. I think that Tyreek Hill could have an argument to be up in this spot. The problem is we actually have DeAndre Hopkins for every single game the rest of season. Tyreek Hill has a bye, so I think because both of these wide receivers are so close in terms of their points per game projection for the rest of 2020, might as well just go with the guy who is going to play that extra game. Now here at 3, we are going to have Tyreek Hill. Now, very similar, I know a couple other wide receivers could fight to be up in this tier. This is why I want to know your own explanations of why you have players where you do. But with Tyreek Hill right now, he's playing on the best offense in football. We know that he has that athletic ability to really elevate his ceiling further than any other player that we know in fantasy football, because it's in the range of outcomes for Tyreek Hill to go out there and have a 250-yard game with 3 touchdowns. That's entirely possible when he has Patrick Mahomes throwing him the ball. Okay, now coming in here at 4, this is going to be highly controversial. I don't care. We're going to have to put Michael Thomas here. Just with Michael Thomas, I think that this is a wide receiver that's going to see a massive bounce back. This past week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that game got so out of hand, I don't think it's really something we can use as a useful data point to try to project the amount of targets Michael Thomas is going to see per game rest of season. I think that Michael Thomas is just going to be a locked and loaded top 5 wide receiver. Already gone through his bye, should be 100% back from that injury. Michael Thomas, good to go at number 4. Okay, now coming in here at 5, this is someone that rose up the ranks a lot compared to where they were last week. DK Metcalf. So with DK Metcalf, elite level athleticism, elite level quarterback play. He's getting better each and every week. I think he's solidified himself as the wide receiver 1 on this offense over Tyler Lockett. I mean, easily a top 5 wide receiver rest of season, and I cannot wait to see what he is able to accomplish with Russell Wilson in 2021. Okay, now coming in here at 6, we are going to have Julio Jones. So with Julio Jones, this is a wide receiver that we know is going to be productive every single week that he's healthy, especially with Calvin Ridley currently suffering that injury. I think Calvin Ridley should be good to come back in week 11. Right now, Julio Jones is actually going to be down here at 6, behind DK Metcalf, behind Michael Thomas, mainly because he is currently on bye this week. Very similar to what we said with DeAndre Hopkins versus Tyreek Hill. The reason why we are going to use that bye as a tiebreaker is all of these wide receivers are looking like they're probably going to be within 1 to 2 points per game away from each other throughout the rest of the season. So might as well just get the guy that has the extra game. Julio Jones does not. That's why he's pushed down here at number 6. Okay, now coming in here at 7, another player that has considerably risen up our rankings compared to our last wide receiver rest of ranking video, Keenan Allen. I mean, Keenan Allen seeing 30% of his team's targets with Justin Herbert under center. Justin Herbert looks like an elite quarterback currently. Have to have Keenan Allen here inside the top 10. Now, at 8, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, the only reason he's down here at 8 behind some of these other players is he has a very tough schedule going forward. But still, we are looking at A.J. Brown either scoring a touchdown or having 7 targets in pretty much every single game since he came back from injury. Really a consistent force, mainly fueled off of that efficiency by Ryan Tannehill, as well as their overall play action ability in that offense with Derrick Henry. Okay, now coming in here at 9, he would be higher than this if it was not for the injury, not for the bye week. Calvin Ridley, y'all know how much I love Calvin Ridley. He was one of our draft day targets, up there at number 2, only behind Juju Smith-Schuster. Really needed Calvin Ridley on all of our rosters that we could get him. I think he is going to be a consistent wide receiver 1 when he comes back to this offense. Should be as early as week 11. Okay, coming in here at 10, rounding out our top 10, it is going to be Stefon Diggs. Now, Stefon Diggs is just an alpha wide receiver for Josh Allen currently in Buffalo. He has another fantastic matchup upcoming against the Arizona Cardinals. I think that we could see Stefon Diggs turn into one of these players that could drop 35 points in any given matchup. Okay, now coming in here at 11, he does not necessarily have the floor, but he does have the ceiling of some of these other elite options. He's actually the wide receiver 3 in points per game so far in 2020, Tyler Lockett. So with Tyler Lockett, guys, I don't want to spend too much time talking on him just because I had him labeled as our number 1 trade target at the wide receiver position in the video that came out earlier today. But still, Tyler Lockett is clearly a wide receiver 1 based on the ceiling that he has on a week-to-week basis. Okay, now rounding out our wide receiver 1s, we are going to have Terry McLaurin coming in here at 12. Yes, Terry McLaurin probably has the worst starting quarterback play in the league currently, but it just does not matter when you're looking at the talent of a wide receiver like a Terry McLaurin, who is continuing to progress from his rookie season. On top of that, we know that he is getting pretty much every single target in this offense. He has that elite level athleticism to go with it. Okay, now coming in here at 13, another target hog in his offense with atrocious quarterback play, we have Allen Robinson. Now, honestly, looking at this list, I could bump down Allen Robinson a few spots, but he is just such an elite talent, seeing so many targets each and every week. It would be very hard for me to have him a lot lower than this. Okay, now coming in here at 14, he is bumping down from where we had him due to Brandon Cooks coming in and getting targets. But Will Fuller, guys, y'all know I love Will Fuller. He was another player like Calvin Ridley, one of our draft day targets in 2020. But the problem here is Brandon Cooks is consistently seeing almost double-digit targets over the past month for this Houston Texans offense. I mean, it is going to lower overall the ceiling for Will Fuller. Okay, Chris Godwin coming in here at 15. Now, Chris Godwin is the only Tampa Bay Buccaneer wide receiver that's going to make this list. Really the only one that I can trust. He also made our wide receiver trade target video because he is playing the slot. I think that we are going to see Mike Evans and Antonio Brown really cannibalize each other. Chris Godwin's going to have a space to operate over the middle. Okay, coming in here at 16, this is a little bit controversial. I know y'all are not going to like this, but Robby Anderson. Trust me, guys, I don't have Anderson on a single roster. I really don't like ranking him here, but we have to, just with him proving that he is going to be that consistent threat as the Carolina Panthers' number 1 receiving option. Yes, we are seeing some blow-up performances from DJ Moore, from Curtis Samuel, but what is consistent is the target share that Robby Anderson is accruing in this offense. Okay, now coming in here at 17, this is about where we had him in the last video, but I think he's kind of cemented himself as the wide receiver 1 for this team. Justin Jefferson. So Justin Jefferson, just an elite level rookie talent. Really the only thing holding him back currently is the Minnesota Vikings wanting to rely on the run and limit their pass attempts as much as possible every single game. Okay, now coming in here at 18, we are going to have Amari Cooper, another wide receiver that made our draft day target list as well as our week 10 trade target list. I just think that the talent is there where we cannot ignore what he's going to be able to provide even with bad quarterback play. Yes, CeeDee Lamb coming in and taking away some volume is going to lower him down, and that's why he's not near the Terry McLaurin, not near the Allen Robinson, and he's down here at 18 instead. Okay, coming down here at 19, this is going to be a wide receiver that I'm pretty much lower on than in everybody but Adam Thielen. Guys, Adam Thielen, so many things going wrong for him currently. This overall offense wanting to skew towards the run. Justin Jefferson really emerging as the wide receiver 1. Adam Thielen really just does not have the same type of upside that these other players are going to provide for you. Really not looking to have him on my roster. Okay, now coming in here at 20, we are going to have Robert Woods. Robert Woods, a player that is just a consistent force for the Los Angeles Rams. I think he's going to be in a blow-up spot against the Seattle Seahawks this week. Try to get as much Robert Woods as you can on your rosters as your wide receiver 2. Very similar with Cooper Kupp coming in here at 21. I have to have Kupp behind Woods here at 21 just because Kupp has been so inefficient so far this year. I am afraid that we are going to see Sean McVay go and look for other options in this offense outside of Cooper Kupp as the weeks go on. Okay, Kenny Golladay coming in here at 22. Y'all know I love Golladay. Just the fantastic deep threat he is on a Detroit Lions offense with Matthew Stafford. It's a perfect fit. Just clearly, the hip injury is going to be concerning. And when we only have so few weeks left in the fantasy football season, an injury is really going to impact your fantasy value, which is why Kenny Golladay is down here at 22. Okay, now rounding us out at 23 and 24, we are going to have the Cincinnati Bengals wide receivers. We're going to have Tyler Boyd in here at 23. Tyler Boyd, just a consistent slot wide receiver that I think has to be in this low-end wide receiver 2 range, with Joe Burrow throwing the ball so many times per game. And T. Higgins coming in here at 24. Same reasoning. I think that both of these wide receivers could expect their value to rise as the season goes on when A.J. Green continues to get removed out of this offense. Okay, so we have a couple honorable mentions for this list that we're going to have to bring up just because, guys, there has to be a cutoff at some point. I know that in fantasy football, there are so many viable wide receivers that you could make an argument to be all the way up at, let's say, maybe wide receiver 15 just because of the nature of the position. So real quick, DJ Chark's going to come in here as an honorable mention, as well as Juju Smith-Schuster. Y'all know I love both of these wide receivers. I just think that there are worries around them centering about their target shares as well as their quarterback play in the sense of Jacksonville Jaguars. But outside of that, guys, there are a ton of honorable mentions we could get through. That's why I want to know your explanation down in the comments of why you think there needs to be a player that I did not discuss. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. I really hope y'all enjoyed the video. I really hope y'all got something from it. And I hope to read your comments down below with what players you think that I missed out on this list and why. And that's all I got. Have a great day, guys.